view that it was on. I agree. It's a stupid view.
Was it the side by side?
Yeah, this whole thing. Yeah. Welcome back, everybody. This is last call. Yeah, so we were talking in our little chat thingy. Granger Danger.
Dude's like, stop.
Bunch of children here. A bunch of fucking children. Granger Danger or something Minutemen. What was it? No Minutemen here.
No Minutemen here.
No Minutemen here. I like that one better.
I feel like it's doth do protest too much or whatever,
No Minutemen.
Do you not know what that means?
Yeah, doth protest too much. It's
Yeah. So, sometimes you're just good to go.
Sometimes you're just good to go.
Sometimes you just let it rip,
What it was like, I said, I don't know if this is all in the same line, but it's like the joke was, do you know why women fake orgasms? They think men care.
That might be too much for even last call.
That sounds like a good title.
Just kidding. So
I am scraping the bottom of the barrel, guys. I had one beer while we're on the last call, well, the last part of the show, and I was rummaging around my fridge, and I found
all right,
Post-Meridium.
Yeah,
I have one left over, and I'm drinking it.
Excellent. Yeah, we'll have some Post-Meridium on the bus as well. My buddy who cooked us up last time told me he's bringing some, but I didn't get official word of that I could kind of announce it as a sponsor type deal. So I just didn't include it on anything. I think I put it in one tweet I put out actually.
Make sure you get that really good one. What was it?
The gimlet.
The gimlet.
Everyone liked the gimlet.
I'm sure he'll bring a variety pack of all of them. So
margarita.
Margarita's good stuff.
The two of us will claim all the gimlets.
Yeah, I'm sure once he brings those on, I'll definitely pilfer several cans of the gimlets and put them back in my bag or my cooler to have them there. But I guess we'll need to have some cups and ice and everything because, drinking those things out of the can directly is not on the bus. I mean, we need to have some of those, whatever.
Are you bringing your own cooler too?
Well, that's actually one thing I need to work on is I've got my one big cooler, but I'm going to need more coolers to be able to keep everything fresh on ice and everything.
I've got two.
Okay.
So they might need to get one of them might need to be hosed off. I have a coolest cooler. Remember those?
Coolest cooler?
Yeah, it was a Kickstarter campaign. It's got a Bluetooth stereo, a bottle opener, and a margarita, a blender on top. And
that thing.
I think I remember didn't you bring that to a tailgate before?
It's terrible. It's really hard. It's weirdly shaped and clunky, and it's just not. It's not great. So I don't use it.
Yeah, I feel like those kind of things are great little ideas, but if you really want to make them practical, they're way too expensive to sell.
It was a gift. So
yeah.
But it's not great. I use my little cheapo, whatever. I have the cheapest little blue cooler you can get that's not styrofoam.
A little Coleman thing.
Yeah, and I like it better.
I feel like coolers it's kind of a perfected technology. You see all these Yetis, and I've got a Yeti, but I didn't pay for it. But you see those Yetis and those big fancy rugged coolers and everything. And they work all the same. They keep stuff cold. None's really better than the other. I've seen people have taken tests for 5 different coolers from the $400 one down to the $20 one, and they put the exact same bags of ice in there and measured water and everything over the course of several days. And those big fancy ones don't last any better than the cheap $20 Walmart ones. So the only credit I would give is, having the latch with the Yeti, the latching airtight seal on it is great because you don't have to worry about anything splattering out, but you can get coolers that seal for a lot less.
Nothing splatters out of my Coleman.
Oh yeah.
Don't you have a Yeti? Or no?
Me?
No, David.
Oh,
yeah, I've got a Yeti. That margarita is either hitting hard or you were not paying attention to what I was talking about whatsoever at all.
Not paying attention.
Oof. There we go. I felt like this was a not as jovial of an episode as I think we were both just kind of like all three of us are just kind of like, yeah, let's do that game and this game that was cool. We did that.
I feel like I smiled and laughed for 75% of that episode. I don't know.
I am hysterical. So
no, he's looking at something else online. I think that's really what it boils down to. I don't know what he was looking at, but he was looking at something.
I really don't want to know what he was looking at, to be honest with you.
Dude, it's like Ryan was smiling and laughing.
Again, like I said earlier, I do not look at anybody else on here. I'm looking at myself the entire time.
We were saying funny shit. We were funny.
We're funny.
I don't know why you think we weren't.
We had several viewers on there for the long haul. So
somebody at some point just liked it a billion times and stuff. I saw a flurry.
Oh, I did not see the likes come through, but again, I'm staring at myself the entire time. Why would I look at Facebook notifications? Or
you can see yourself on that screen too.
Oh yeah, but I have all the other controls on this screen. Yeah. So
I usually have that one up on my other screen so I can see the chat. I don't really like the StreamYard thing.
Yeah, I still am in my basement with a very minimal setup, so I have just my computer monitor here. I don't have my external monitors.
Right.
So until I get that set up, I'm kind of limited on that. I'm trying to figure out what that kind of setup needs to look like. But yeah.
I kind of wish we could all interact on the Facebook comments as State of Atlanta. That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, I would like that as well. Not a way to they don't have an opportunity to. I think it's kind of meant mostly to have like I would not actually even have access to that. Like there would be a producer that would be not on camera that would have all those things and could throw them up and do that kind of stuff. But
so we need that intern. That's what we're trying to
say. We need the intern. We need the intern.
How are you going on that? Do we have an intern yet?
I talked about how I have all these great ideas and then it's fail at execution.
Yeah.
Failing at execution.
Hired, right? We already have an intern on the way.
Sure.
All right. Good.
Just wait till next week. Oh, speaking of next week, I got reached out to by the guys at Black and Gold, and they asked me to come on, and they said they would come on our show as well.
Oh, okay. So, what is that, like a podcast? Do they talk about some kind of sports thing?
App State. We had them on last year.
Is that who we're playing? Because it's not next week yet, so I'm not thinking about the non-conference.
You think about drinking beer. Huh?
Is that who we're playing?
Kicking my feet up with a cold beer.
You know it. You know the cold beer anyway.
We should
ask them about
we should all post pictures of ourselves with a beer in hand with our feet up in the air after the game ends on Saturday and be like, kicking my feet up with a cold beer, just like Coach Elliott, the Coach Elliott way.
I think he would like that. We can tag him. I bet he'd like it.
Yeah, if he's ever actually on Twitter. Does he ever tweet?
I don't know. I think he's on Instagram mainly.
Oh, really? I don't do the Instagram.
He actually posts quite a bit on Instagram.
Does he really?
Yeah. That's how you know he's not focused on Georgia State.
Yeah, where did the 8:00 thing come from?
There was a tweet by, I think, some coach that knows they all finished way before 8, so I'm assuming by 7:15. Since they got to clean up and then, get ready to leave and go home, wherever someone is.
Just some random coach out there or somebody on staff or something?
I feel like he was on staff, yeah.
Yeah, because I didn't see that. All I know is that it came out that supposedly Coach Elliott and the entire staff were at home by 8:00 every single night, and I guess all the stories about all these dedicated diehard coaches that they're pretty much live in their offices during football season and everything.
Yeah. I will say Coach Elliott likes to go boating a lot, but not here in South Carolina.
Who doesn't like to go boating?
I like boating, yeah. But 8:00, that's late, man. Getting home at 8, that's late. That's a late get home. Are we ragging on that?
I don't know that. Yeah. I feel like that was like the general consensus, and I'm trying to figure out whether or not that's a high or low expectation for a coach to be coming home at. I
feel like that's late. What's he supposed to do? Like, there's no players there.
Watching tape, scheming.
Watching future conference opponents.
Pulling up fbschedules.com and finding out what our conference schedule looks like.
Wait, who do we play in the first week?
Yeah.
I don't know. I could, if I sat down and just thought about it, I could probably tell you our entire schedule in order without looking anything up. I've looked at it enough.
I know we end with
Troy.
Then we have Arkansas State before that. Then we
and then there's the Murderers Row.
Trash.
Trash down south. Coastal and Lafayette. I may get the order out wrong. Maybe Trash, Lafayette, Coastal. I want to say Coastal is who we end with.
Ooh, I don't know.
Yeah.
I'll have to find out though.
But then it's App and Monroe to start. So
definitely. We have a bye week too, right? Somewhere in here.
But the bye is after Monroe.
At Monroe, Texas State, Southern, Louisiana, Coastal, Arkansas State,
and Lafayette. Lafayette's on a Thursday, a short week. At Lafayette, yeah. As soon as schedule talk comes up, Ryan just checks right out.
Everyone's like, God damn it, not again. These fuckers are talking about schedules.
Do you think scheduling would be if football scheduling was more like basketball scheduling, where we didn't know 20 years out in the future who our out of conference schedule opponents would be, and we find out just a few months before the games? Like if we just found out a few months ago that we were playing Army, UNC, Charlotte, Auburn this year. Not that it matters whatsoever at all, but do you think that'd be more fun and exciting, or is it kind of cool knowing you've got these big ticket items out there and you spend years waiting for those games to happen?
No, when they sign a big team and they're like, we're going to play in 2029, I'm like, I don't even, this does not register for me. They could say UGA in like 2030 and I just would be like, okay.
What I do whenever these things come out now they have to be really far in the future because we pretty much have our schedules built out for 6 years or something, is I just like looking, how many years ago is this, or how many years away from this? 6 years. And I add that onto my kid's age. I'm like, my kid's going to be a teenager when we play this game. Oh my God. Like, I guess I won't need a babysitter. I wonder if she'll want to go. I hope she doesn't want to go. Maybe it'd be fun if she was into.
That sounds miserable. That sounds like a miserable conversation to have with yourself in your head.
Oh my! Well, like you made a comment at the tailgate. Why is anybody friends with me? I said the same thing. I don't know why anybody's friends with me. I don't think I would hang out with me. My internal dialogue is a lot of just like, what's wrong with this person?
I gotta say, I enjoyed leaving the game on Saturday.
Our tour out of the stadium.
Yeah, just like catching up with the voice, and then running into Charlie Cobb. And
he deuced out of there so quick once we walked in there.
Whatever, man, it was cool.
And it was his suite.
That's true. But he left us in there with all his booze.
He did.
I took 2 Diet Cokes home.
I took a Smart Water. I needed that water.
Did you drink that Smart Water?
I drank half.
Hydrate, man. Hydrate.
You did end up having to like puke after that game, right? Or the next morning?
Next morning, I definitely got sick once. And my throw up sort of tasted like beer, which I thought was pretty weird.
Don't you hate it but it's like that warm, skunky beer smell because it's been sitting in your gut all night long.
But I was like, why has my gut not handled this? Why is it coming out? Like, I don't remember being hungover and having that happen.
I don't understand why. I understand the first time you drink and you drink too much and your body's like, what the fuck is this? Everything needs to exit every hole of my body now. But
escape.
But come on, Ryan, you've been getting drunk for a long time. Don't you think at some point your body's kind of like, all right, guys, just reel it on through. Keep it going.
But that was like a shit ton of gin he drank.
Well, that and all the sugar from the juice as well. Like that's what would do me in.
There's so much sugar in beer. Like, I don't know why people worry about the juice in gin or in a mixed drink.
I think there's more sugar and juice in there.
Well, in piss beer,
too,
right? You did go from gin to beer.
I switched to beer at the game. Yeah, I had a tall boy PBR at the game, and then I think only one, maybe. I don't know.
I think you drank stuff in the suite. No.
That's where I drank that's where I had it. I think I only had one.
Went to that fridge more than one time.
And then I found the food. Somebody brought food, and
I bought I bought like 5 what I thought was Chick-fil-A sandwiches, and they gave me like 2 Chick-fil-A sandwiches, like 2 pork sandwiches, and I think 2 burgers or something like that.
You bought those?
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
That's what that box was?
I ate a lot of that.
Was it a box? I don't remember where I got them in.
Cardboard box in the suite when I came back the second time. Like,
oh yeah, maybe so. Yeah,
where did the food come from?
I just went out there and just ordered. I thought I was ordering 6 Chick-fil-A sandwiches, and they just gave me a variety pack apparently. That was later. Yeah, I felt like I needed something, and everyone else probably needed something too.
You saved my life.
Again.
What?
I don't know. I'm sure it's happened.
It's probably.
Hey, shout out to a mysterious donor who let us in their suite. Thou who shall not be named.
Well, yeah, we're not going to say it, but yeah, it's not like it's anybody. It's not like this person is like a Grammy award-winning alumnus of Georgia State.
You said too much.
Actually, it is ludicrous. You're right.
No, I'm going to go through and edit this out.
We are not that cool.
I guarantee you, though, if I did see a Ludacris in a suite, I would have walked in just like I have every other suite that I
Hey, how you doing?
What's up, Chris Leva?
I'm the president of the pack, and I just want to welcome you to this great stadium.
And then he would like look at Norm and be like, Norm, you said you were president of the pack. Norm, what are you doing in here? Get out, Norm.
Get out.
I'm president-elect. He's out of here. I'm not president-elect.
You heard it here first.
I'm not president. I'm not running for president of the pack. It seems like a lot of effort.
Is that a position that you have to run for?
As a board, we vote on if someone basically volunteers, or I guess vote. I guess they run for it. No, I don't think we've ever had like someone that didn't run unopposed. Right. But so normally it's like, please, will someone do this? Someone, please, someone.
Now. First person to not make it to the door, the president.
Exactly.
What? How do you do that? How do you accomplish the first person to not make it to the door?
The last person.
You're all president now.
It sounded good to me.
How many people are on the board? How many people are on the board?
I don't even know how many show up, like a half dozen, but there's a lot of members on the board that are just kind of like remote. If there's ever like a quorum that's required for anything, I'm not sure if we've ever had a quorum in person. We did all of our meetings last year, obviously on Zoom, and we actually got a pretty good turnout when we did it that way. Yeah, we had a in-person one just before the football season started. I'm trying to count in my head. Yeah, I think it's about a half dozen people that were there. There's probably just over twice that on the actual board.
You're all presidents today.
All presidents today? Oh, man. Thank you so much.
See? You heard it here first. He wants it.
He does.
No. I like that we're all presidents so that I don't have any authority or responsibility. I can just be like, that guy's president. He can do it. She can do it. So... Tim, where are we going to meet you for the bus? I mean, when we get to Auburn, where are you going to be?
Tailgating somewhere in the middle of Auburn by the stadium. Like really close to the stadium. Well, somewhere in the middle of campus, but just to the south.
I mean, there's a set spot. You just don't know where it is exactly, right?
What's the Auburn parking
map? You're going to have to drop us a pin.
Yeah, no, I can drop you guys a pen.
Well, Norm's wife is a Auburn alum, and she goes down to all the games and everything. So I say we just have the bus drop us off, Ryan, and we all find Norm's wife's tailgate and just kind of take it over. Okay. Norm said we could come. Norm will be with us.
Yeah, that's true.
Just follow him.
Exactly.
The whole bus.
Casually follow Norm when we walk off the bus.
All 50 people follow Norm. Go. Auburn football parking map.
Yeah, I mean, we'll find you. We don't have to figure it out right now on last
I'll
call.
send you. Once we get there, I'll send you where we're at. We're in the campus green.
Well, so are we gonna go try to just wander around the tailgates, or are we gonna go to find a bar, or what? What are we doing?
I feel like, honestly, I'm kind of playing it by ear. I think that we'll probably take a couple of cans of beer with us off the bus, walk around a little bit, maybe walk through the prime tailgating areas just to check it out, and hoping people see Georgia State fans and they're like, "Hey, do you need a beer?" And we're like, "Hey, I do." And and then maybe make our way. I do think there's probably going to be a handful of people on the bus that either just go watch the game at the bars instead of actually going into the stadium. So maybe
really,
yeah. Because I have some non Georgia State friends that just are looking for a party on a Saturday. So
cool. All right.
So tickets are
dirt
cheap.
Stay on the bus?
I guess technically, but I mean,
that sounds terrible. To just
I know my friend. I mean, there's a TV there, but I don't know what kind of reception it gets.
Well, it's 3 hours of tailgating and then a 3 to 4 hour game. Like that. That's a long time to just be sitting on a bus.
Yeah, walk around, mosey around, whatever.
Yeah.
But I don't want there to be. I don't want there to be free access to the bus while I'm not there.
Yeah.
In general,
booze will be eaten.
Well, not that. I just I feel like I got to be responsible for this whole. Do they serve booze in Jordan Hare?
I think the SEC doesn't do
Most of the SEC doesn't. Yeah.
Okay, that's probably a good thing. It means that whatever I did drink on the bus ride down, I'll sober it up for. All the booze I drink on the bus, and then whatever I drink on the way to the game, I'll have sobered up for. But
that's one of the interesting things I found out was that everybody thought that you couldn't sell if it was an on-campus stadium, but it turns out that's not even the rule. Most people just had the SEC to compare to, and the SEC doesn't allow alcohol sales. And maybe they do now, but they didn't back then.
And I think even like some schools that do allow it, it's like only in certain club sections.
Yeah.
So I think the big fear is making it easily accessible to students, because like even at the Georgia Dome, they served beer like behind us on our section, but on the other side of the stadium where it was students, there was no beer sold there whatsoever at all. So yeah,
but students will do what they do.
Hell, I brought 5 beer into the Georgia Dome once. So
we brought beer into the.
Yeah, how did you do that again?
Oh yeah, we didn't even talk about that.
Aside from me distracting them with your phone.
But no, so I must have had more. Where did I get a beer outside of the game? Like, what beer was I drinking?
Probably one of mine.
I don't know. I brought some beer, so maybe I was drinking mine. I don't know.
Yeah, because I think you were drinking PBR. I didn't bring PBR.
Just don't remember.
Somebody was drinking my beer because I took a 30-pack.
Been drinking my beer.
I took a 30-pack and I came home with 10, and I know I did not drink 20 beer.
You might have.
I know I did not drink 20 beer.
Anyway, David, you got to tell the story about getting into the stadium with your beer.
Yeah.
So I did it before. I did it I think the first year there, I just kind of put my beer in the little Tupperware bucket with security, and they never said a word about it. And so I was like, awesome. And so the next week I tried it, and they're like, hands down, this is not happening. So, that was 3 years ago now. We're walking in, we're obviously feeling pretty good about ourselves. And we walk up, and Ryan and I both have mostly full beer. And I'm like, I'm going to try it again. So I put it in there. Like, you can't bring this in here. I'm like, why not? Like, you can't bring stuff in. I'm like, but I got it here. Like, what? Like, but I got it here.
You just confused them.
I'm not bringing it in. What? I got it here. And they're like, okay.
and then I came in right behind you and put my beer in there, and I was just like, what he said, and they just let me go.
You had a PBR, by the way.
And then, the two brainiacs that we are, we get like 10 or 15 feet away, and I'm like, selfie, we got our beer in here. Let's take a picture of everybody.
Yes, you had a PBR. David, you had Miller Lite. I tried the third time about 20 minutes later, and they did not go for it.
You either there's two things. One of two things you've got to be confident enough that they just really believe that this is an okay thing for you to do, or drunk enough they don't feel like dealing with you.
Like,
I think that's really what ended up happening. They were just like, whatever, we could keep going, or, and hear me out, we can just let him go.
He can be the next security guard's problem, not ours.
They basically said the girl that was there, she's like, they didn't go by me, different person. I was like, oh, okay. So I just stood there and drank my beer. I
hate that we didn't talk about that on the episode because that's a good one.
Sorry, I didn't think about it.
I didn't think about it either.
I totally forgot about it. Yeah.
I should go back and look at my tweets every week to see what the hell I did. I go back to our texts. I pull up any article I pull up over the week. I have like a certain browser window where I keep all of them in there, so I have all the articles or things like that I want to read or talk about. But going back to the tweets, I guess I need to make sure I do that because obviously I'm going to kill off all those brain cells between then and now.
And there was a good one. There was a good one. A picture of all three of us after the game.
Oh yeah, that was a good one. Yeah. I actually made our Twitter Twitter cover photo is the three of us up now. Yeah.
Well, that was the wider one, right? Yeah, the first game.
Yeah,
that's
that
the
one
more sober one.
Right.
So at some point or another, I also found, because we were tailgate of the game, I guess, right? Did we?
Yes.
Okay. So I saw pictures from that, and there's like a really good one, but there's a really bad one where no one's paying any attention. Where is that?
I posted that. Whoever took the picture took a lot of pictures.
Yeah.
And I thought they were all like right one after the other, but apparently they took several. It's like every 3 or 4 seconds.
Yeah.
And so I buzzed up late at night, old man eyes. I'll pick one of them. Whatever, I'm sure it's a great picture to post. Yeah, people are turning sideways and like looking at other stuff.
No one is looking.
Opening up a beer.
Actually, Glenn's wife is looking at the camera. The one person.
So that was what you posted to Twitter, right?
Yeah. That would have been for me.
Still, that's fun. I feel like that fits better than what
it really does. It kind of shows the state that we were in at that point. That was a good time. I like 7:00 games for having that kind of just ridiculousness.
Opportunity.
Yeah. But so we're doing what I think App State's a 2:00 game.
7 a.m. David.
Whoa.
Oh, you confused me. I'm like, there's no way the game's at 7 a.m. Tim. That's stupid. Why would you say that? No. 2:00 game. I'm like, I like that. Get down there early.
8:45.
I mean, I think that 8 or 9 is reasonable.
8 or 9 is right.
8 or 9 is reasonable. Because even then, so 2:00 kick, so you're done by 6. After we make our tour of everybody that gets to see us, we'll be out of there by 7. Get home for dinner. That'd be a shit show.
You should just plan to have dinner.
I should plan to have what?
Dinner delivered that night.
Oh, most likely I'll end up Ubering with a box full of Woods Chapel or something like that.
Oh yeah, nice.
Because it's really, I guess I could do pizza or whatever. Who knows? Make something up. But yeah, 2:00's not a bad kick. And then we're at Monroe. That'll be a watch party. That Texas State game, you guys are flying you guys are flying duo on that one. I will not be at the Texas State home game.
Where are you going to be?
I will be in Texas, actually.
Wait, we're playing Texas State at home, and you're not going to be there?
That is correct. I will be at my sister's fiance's bachelor party, which I think anytime a guy misses something for a bachelor party, it's pretty excusable. I'll be at a honky tonk somewhere in Dallas.
That's not excusable.
I don't want to go to a honky tonk. I hope not. But there's the place we're staying in looks like it's kind of a party district, like an old, like what Buckhead used to be, but like Texas version of what Buckhead used to be, with like all kinds of.
That's how you're not selling this at all.
No, it's like, so there's I'm saying several bars and stuff, but then there is like a rodeo next door, a honky tonk thing, but there's also just like steakhouses and barbecue joints and just bars. So
okay.
So wait, David, you are not going to be at a home game from 10-2 is your next home game. You won't be at another one until 11:20.
Oh yeah, I think yeah, because we have.
Whoa.
We have this
That gauntlet,
1120.
yeah.
1120. That's because that has the murderers row on it,
Arkansas
and
State.
yeah, it's gonna be. But we'll have some watch parties along the way.
Yeah, definitely watch parties.
It'd be better if these games were on like real channels, so we could. It'd be easier to find bars that could handle it. But it also seems like a lot of bars now are starting to figure out the Roku's or Fire Sticks.
Roku. That's
Roku.
That's
if you're gonna name something weird, make it at least easy to pronounce. Like make it like grammatically correct. Like Roku, like that's not a word. It doesn't follow like regular spelling.
Yeah, it's weird.
Oh, I kind of fell dead there, huh?
Yeah, I mean, I got nothing.
Gotcha.
I don't have a Roku, so I don't know.
We actually have a Roku TV. Actually, the TV that I tried to bring on Saturday, and it's fine except for the remote control, which Tim you have, sucks ass. It does not work. It's
TCL? Man, the TCLs are badass.
The TV is fine itself, but like the remote, pretty much you've got to be looking face forward directly at the TV for the remote to work, and you got to be pretty close to it. If you're anywhere near like an angle to the TV, I mean, I have to like put my arm around the side to get it to point to the TV. It's pretty crappy, and it feels crappy. It feels like a kid's toy. It feels like a kid's remote control that actually doesn't do anything. They just have like buttons in there for them to like play with and stuff.
My TCL is kind of the same way. It's crappy. Laurie talks about our remote control situation, and I'm like, "What do you mean?" And she's like, "I hate our remotes." I'm like, okay, that's the situation.
Yeah, I just have a TCL, but I have an Apple TV connected. I don't touch the Roku remote.
They're cheap as shit, man. They're so inexpensive.
Yeah, I actually left the remote control outside, and it got wet and died, and ordered a new one, and I think the remote control was almost the price of the TV.
Yeah.
No, I'm probably, I think the remote was $20, and like there's not even any like setup. It just worked. Like you just pointed at it, and after like 3 or 4 times of getting the right angle, it worked. They all use the exact same remote control.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I think we can wrap this one up.
That's
good. All right, cool. Thanks everybody for listening to Last Call, and we will talk to you next week after we beat Auburn. War Eagle Tiger damn
More chicken
thing. So yeah, say goodbyes, guys. Say goodbyes.
Goodbyes, guys.
Say goodbyes, guys. What the hell? Fuck.